A few years ago, I go outside to check my mail, and I see my neighbor Chuck cutting his grass, and I'm like, Chuck, what the hell are you doing? It's like 95 degrees out here, you're gonna get heat stroke. But I guess he just likes cutting his grass, so I go to check my mail, and then I smell all that fresh cut grass, and I fall on the ground, and I start choking, and I start seizing up, and when the ambulance gets there, they tell me it's because I'm allergic to fresh cut grass. So then, a few years after that, I joined the military, and I'm at war in a place that's really grassy, and I'm behind enemy lines, getting shot at and all that, and then all of a sudden, the enemy starts charging us with lawnmowers, cutting all the grass in sight. So I smell that grass again, and I start seizing up, and I can't breathe, and I almost died. But then I got to meet the president, and he gave me a Purple Heart, because I'm a hero.
His name was Dr. Vinnie Vasectomy. Oh man, he loved doing vasectomies. He loved them so much he changed his last name to Vasectomy. And he would just give anybody a vasectomy, even if they didn't want it. Just ran around with a pair of scissors snipping balls. And then one day, he wanted to do the biggest vasectomy ever. The President of the United States. So he got a job working as the hedge clipper in the White House garden. And then one day, the President came out, and he just ran at him trying to snip his balls. Yeah, he didn't even get close. The Secret Service just shot him dead right there. I mean, just not even close. They just lit his ass up. He's dead.
I always get bullied by this guy named Trevor. He used to call me names like Brace Face, you know, because I wore braces at the time. And he used to pull my pants down in front of all the cheerleaders. And they would all laugh at me and say, ha ha, tiny. So one day, I decided to get revenge on him by pulling his pants down in front of the cheerleaders. And boy did that backfire, because he was hung like a horse. All the girls liked him, even Miss Jenkins. I had a crush on her. She was kind of a hot teacher. But anyway, me and Trevor became friends after that because I helped him get so many girls by pulling his pants down. I also used to get bullied by this guy named Travis. Now, Travis was a real freak. He put a wasp nest in my backpack, so whenever I opened my backpack, a bunch of wasps flew out and they started stinging me, so I ran around the classroom taking my clothes off, and then everybody just pointed at me and laughed and said, ha ha, tiny, so I wanted to get revenge on him. So the next day, I put a wasp nest in his backpack, and then when he opened his backpack, he got stung by wasps, and he ran around the class taking his clothes off. And boy did that backfire, because he was packing. All the girls liked him, oh yeah, except we didn't become friends because he was pissed that I put a wasp nest in his backpack. So I also used to get bullied by this guy named Trent, and we rode the bus together. So what he would do was put gum in my hair, which sucked because then I'd have to shave my head to get the gum out, and then everybody would laugh at me and say, ha ha, baldy, and also tiny, you know, because they remembered from when I got pantsed and the whole thing with the wasps. So I wanted to get revenge on him. So what I did was I put gum in his hair, and he had to shave his head. And then the next day, he got hit by a car, and I felt kind of bad. So I went to visit him in the ICU, and I walked in when they were changing his body cast, and he was packing. I mean, all of the nurses wanted to help him. So here's what happened. After I got my powers, I decided to go look for all the Dragon Balls again because I wanted to wish for my own planet because I thought that would be cool. So I was flying around, destroying buildings, flipping cars and stuff until eventually I did find all the Dragon Balls and I wished for my own planet full of naked women and the aliens from Toy Story because I thought that would be funny. So I'm just hanging out on my planet with my naked women and the aliens and the naked aliens because things got kind of weird there for a little while. And then all of a sudden this white and purple alien dude shows up and he kind of looks like a Digimon. And his name was like Refrigerator or Popsicle or something cold, I don't remember. And then he starts yelling at me about how he's the best in the universe and how he wants all my Dragon Balls, because I guess my planet just came with Dragon Balls. I didn't realize that planets just naturally had Dragon Balls, but whatever. I was like, listen man, I don't know who you are, but you're not getting my Dragon Balls. So then he starts pointing his finger, and then he starts shooting these lasers out, and he's killing all my babes and all the aliens, and I'm like, you want to go, dog? So I start throwing haymakers. I'm teleporting around him, punching him and stuff, and I punch him in the balls, and it turns out he doesn't have balls, because I don't really know what kind of gender he is, because he's like an alien or something. And then he says, look over there, a naked woman. And I mean, I look, naturally, you know, because like naked. And then while I'm looking, he knocks me out, he steals all my Dragon Balls, he wishes for my powers, and he blows up my planet. So, Jeffy is handcuffed, put in a straitjacket, tied up with ropes and chains with a blindfold on, and his mouth is duct taped. And then he's put in a coffin, which is also chained up in a biometric heat-sensitive chamber where the oxygen levels are dropped so low that it keeps him alive, but his muscles are not oxygenated enough to move. Then that chamber is dropped into a safe with plasma lasers, pressure plates, and landmines, so if he got out, the lasers would cut him into pieces like a lightsaber, and the mines would blow him up. Then, that safe is put on top of a castle in the highest room of the tallest tower like in Shrek, and the castle is guarded by a dragon that fucks donkeys. That castle is then dropped into the bottom of the Marianas Trench, which is the deepest place known to man, and the castle is then surrounded by great white megalodon sharks with laser beams and heat-seeking rocket launchers on their heads. Then above the sharks is a giant squid that's been trained specifically to eat Jeffy, so even if he got past all the rest of that, he'd have to get past the squid. And then above the squid is James Cameron in a submarine with an IMAX camera filming the whole thing, so if Jeffy escapes, James Cameron can let us know and make a sick-ass movie out of it. And then above him is a military submarine with a nuclear torpedo pointed at him, so if Jeffy gets past James Cameron, they'll blow him up. And then above that is 3 aircraft carriers carrying F-22 Raptors, which are the coolest fucking jets ever, in my opinion. So I'm at my doctor job at the hospital, right? And I'm doing this long 18-hour open heart surgery, and it's taken forever. I'm getting tired, I'm getting hungry, so eventually I tell the patient and the nurses, hey, I'm gonna go get lunch real quick, I'll be right back. So I go out into the waiting room when we have the vending machines. We have one of those nice vending machines, the new ones that takes credit cards, so it doesn't even matter if you don't have cash. So then I see they have Cheezits in the vending machine, and you know I'm gonna get Cheezits because I love Cheezits. So I swipe my card, get a bag of Cheez-Its. I swipe my card again, I get a second bag of Cheez-Its. And I'm thinking, 2 bags of Cheez-Its are not enough Cheez-Its. I gotta buy the whole damn row of Cheez-Its. So I swipe my card again, and as I'm doing that, I notice, out of the corner of my eye, I see somebody with binoculars watching me buy Cheez-Its. And I'm thinking, why would somebody have binoculars in a hospital watching me buy Cheez-Its? And then I realize, he must be with the Cheezit Corporation. He's trying to keep track of how many Cheez-Its a single person can buy. And I'm thinking, maybe I'm going to win some kind of contest, you know, because I'm buying all these Cheez-Its. So I start swiping my card really slow so he can get all my information, because I want to make sure he can track me down to give me my Cheez-It reward, you know? So then I buy like 7 bags of Cheez-Its, and then I walk over to the guy, because my curiosity is getting the best of me. And then I'm like, hey, I see you. And then the guy hides his binoculars. And then I'm like, no, I already caught you. I know you're with the Cheez-It Corporation. And then he's like, no, sir, I'm not with the Cheez-It Corporation. And I'm like, no, I saw your binoculars. I already got you. And then I see in front of him, he has a piece of paper with a bunch of numbers on it. And it looks kind of like a credit card number, but then I realize that must be all the Cheez-Its I've bought in my lifetime. I'm definitely winning this contest. So I give the guy my name, and my home address, and my social security number, all the information he needs, you know, because I also want to make sure that I can write this off as a gift on my taxes when I get all my Cheez-Its. So he's so happy. Like, he's so happy to have all this information. So I'm like, I definitely won this contest. So I go back home to my wife, and I'm like, honey, Cheesy Wonka is going to give me the Cheez-It factory. I'm going to be a Cheez-It king. She doesn't believe me. She thinks I'm crazy. And I'm like, honey, you just watch. This is going to be awesome. So I sit back and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. And then my phone starts ringing. And it's my credit card company. And they said that my credit cards are all maxed out. And then my bank calls and said they're repossessing my house. And my credit is ruined. Because it turns out there was no Cheesy Wonka. And that guy did not work for the Cheez-It company. He was a credit card scammer. And he stole my identity and all of my money. So now, whenever I see somebody with binoculars, I just start throwing haymakers. Like one time, I was in the park and I saw these old ladies with binoculars, and then I started throwing haymakers. And yeah, it turns out they were bird watching, but still.